Hello everyone, welcome to SceneDaily.com and the Office Depot post-race wrap-up. I'm Steve Waid. Well, it certainly came as no surprise that Jimmie Johnson won his third straight NASCAR Sprint Cup Series championship after the checkered flag fell on the Ford 400 at Homestead-Miami Speedway. Johnson didn't have a spectacular race, but he didn't need one. All he had to do was finish 36th or better, or lead a lap and finish 38th or better, and the championship was his. Now, Johnson didn't qualify well. He started in the 30th position, but he said that he thought his car was good enough to take him anywhere he wanted to go on the track, and that is pretty much what happened. His 15th place finish was more than enough to knock off challenger Carl Edwards. Johnson beat Edwards for the championship by 69 points. But give Edwards his due. He did all he could possibly do to win that championship. He won the Ford 400 and led the most laps. He conserved his fuel at the end to beat out Kevin Harvick for the victory. The win was the third in the last 4 chase races for Edwards, who ends up with 9 victories on the season. That leads all the drivers. Edwards finished 4th or better in 8 of the 10 chase races this year. But a couple of bad finishes at Lowe's and Talladega, well, that did him in. But Johnson had a very impressive chase record as well. He won 3 times and had only 2 finishes outside of the top 10. So Johnson takes his place in NASCAR history as only the second man to win 3 consecutive championships. Of course, the first was Cale Yarborough from 1976 through 1978. Now, Johnson admits it's going to take a while for all of this to sink in.
It's just unbelievable to really haven't had a chance to really let it sink in yet, and I intentionally dodged as much press stuff before, for the last really the entire chase as I possibly could, just to stay focused on what I needed to do. And it's worked out well, but I think at the same time it's kept me from really understanding what could take place. And I look forward to resurfacing again tomorrow and watching TV and reading some of the articles and stuff. So I just don't have words to express how proud I am of this race team, how thankful I am of this opportunity to drive for Hendrick Motorsports, the support of Lowe's, and to do this together with them since the start in 2002. To be with Chad through the start of this deal since 2002 and drive his race cars is a great honor. So I'm just lost for words on the whole experience. It's been awfully amazing.
Okay, there's no doubt that Johnson's crew chief, Chad Knaus, played a significant role in all 3 of Johnson's championships. Knaus has been Johnson's crew chief ever since Johnson joined Hendrick Motorsports back in 2001, and now Chad Knaus becomes the first crew chief ever to win 3 consecutive championships. Herb Nabb was Cale Yarborough's crew chief in 1976 and 1977, but he wasn't in 1978, and so now Knaus becomes a part of the record books.
Well, it hasn't really sunk in yet. Obviously, we've been very fortunate. This has been an incredible ride that we've been on since 2002. You say that, but it's a lot different than what it used to be. The crew chief used to have to get out there and build the shocks and set up the race cars and do all that stuff himself. I'm very fortunate that Mr. Hendrick allows me to employ the people that we need to and have teammates like what we've got, that we're able to delegate to very smart people, and they kind of feed me the information, and then we kind of adjust as we need. So it's really not me the one it's all the guys. It's the 500 plus people we've got at HMS. It's the 80 plus people we've got in the 248 shop, and the core group of guys that we've got that travel weekly with the 48 team.
Now, I think it's very obvious that Johnson will be a strong favorite to win a 4th consecutive championship in 2009. But Edwards and a lot of other guys are going to have something to say about that. But still, a 4th championship is indeed what Johnson is after. Question is, can he get it?
I think from a driver's standpoint, I could go race again next week and start the season and go for 4. From their standpoint, these guys need a break. I think every team out there, the guys work to the bone, and I can speak on our team's behalf. They've tested and have worked so much that they need some time off to recharge, but it's on our minds. It's what it's not that we're chasing a number. We just know what we're capable of, and this year we did a good job and we got it done. And I think we look back on the chase and say, there are tracks and weekends that we didn't get all that we could, and that's more of what's left behind in us, is that we know we can do better.
Now, Johnson will be the center of attention in New York, where he will be honored as the NASCAR Sprint Cup Championship at the awards banquet at the Waldorf Astoria on December 5th. And might I add, it is well deserved. That's about all the time we have for the Office Depot post-race wrap-up. I'm Steve Waid. Thanks for joining us.